Welcome back, everybody. We're back after a week off here. Um, and I have a pretty bad sickness right now, just like pretty much everybody else. So I'm going to try not to be
I
coughing
feel
right in
pretty
the
good
mic.
though.
As, as you said, I start coughing. um, but yeah, I'm just trying to
AJ's
nothing
flu game,
nothing serious.
something 80 can't do, or LeBron.
Yep, yep, fighting through it. But no, it's nothing serious, just a stupid, one of those stupid coughs that you just can't get rid of.
COVID.
But we're back. We have MLB, World Cup, NHL, NBA, college football, which we didn't have last week. We have our bowl game picks, and then we have our week 15 NFL picks. Um, you said you're doing all right. Anything special? You got a couple weeks here before the big day.
My parents are coming down this weekend, and we're going to the Cowboy game Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Tickets are very expensive because we are America's team,
Who you cheering for?
the Cowboys. I want Trevor to play good, but I want us to win. Trevor and ETN have solid days, like 285 passing, 2 touchdowns. ETN, they score like 21 points, and we score like 50 on them and just
Uh-huh.
bury them.
Hey, was it last week? I'm getting all the weeks mixed up now because we haven't filmed. We didn't film our reactions. Was it last week that Lawrence popped off again and played well
Mhm.
against the Titans? Was that last week?
Played really good. He hasn't thrown. He's been playing really good since like week 9. He has 10 touchdowns, no interceptions. He has 100 passer rating, like 7 times more than like Mahomes, Allen, Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I think he's like finally arrived
He's playing
after
well.
you actually have like a real coach coaching you instead of
Yeah.
Urban.
Mm-hmm. Where is Urban now? Is he at?
He
I
does the
thought he had
Fox
a.
pregame for college football.
That's right. I thought I heard something about Ohio State looking to rehire him or something. Maybe I was looking at the wrong thing. But after a week off, you probably have tons of did you see it's for us.
I do have
What
some.
what do you got?
I probably have more. I just forget to like save them. I guess we'll go with the biggest one first. Is that one of the best coaches, Mike Leach, passed away. Really sudden, sad, but he is one of like the funniest coaches
Yeah.
ever. Like the best personality. So like one of these tweets or stories. So like under his coaching tree, he had Lincoln Riley, Cliff Kingsbury, Josh Heupel, Sonny Dykes, Dana Holgerson, all like super good coaches now.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is like a story from Lincoln Riley, because he was an assistant at Tech underneath him. And so he said, my first or second year as an assistant at Tech, I was doing some work in Coach Leach's office when his cell phone rang. He picked it up and said, "Hey, how's it going?" And then he listened for a second and asked, "Where are you calling from?" He kept talking on the phone, and I eventually sort of tuned out. Now, a short phone conversation for Leach is an hour, so he was talking about this and that, and I was kind of hunkered down working on my own stuff. At some point, the call got dropped. They must have lost reception. Coach said, "Can you hear me? Are you there?" Then he closed his old school flip phone, swung it back open, and redialed. He said, "Hey, sorry, I lost you." And then they resumed their conversation for another 30 minutes or so before Coach finally hung up. After he was done, we started talking. I said, "Hey, Coach, who is that on the phone?" And he said, "Oh, they had the wrong number."
Oh my god.
So we had like a hour and a half conversation with someone who dialed the wrong number.
I remember seeing a lot of his post game interviews were pretty legendary for some of
Oh,
the stuff he would
his
say.
one at um Washington State, he was asked
Yes, I know what you're about to
which
say.
mascots would win if they all were in a fight, and that
Uh
was
huh.
hilarious. Got him going through all of them, and then he had one about uh like getting married if you're like engaged. 'Cause I think when his players got engaged or something, and
Mm-hmm.
it's so funny that video is hilarious. There's so many good stories. I'm trying to think of another one. I think there was one where he was sitting on the toilet, or he was on the phone, and then the guy on the phone heard like the toilet flush, and he's like, "Wait, have you been in the bathroom?" He's like, "Yeah, it was such a good conversation. I didn't want to."
Yeah, yeah.
So
It
he
was
stood on the
really
toilet
it
for
was really
40.
like a surprise that he passed. It
Yeah,
was like really
yeah,
really fast, right? That it went downhill.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So that was sad, just out of the blue. One of the, yeah, he's hilarious. The air raid
Mm-hmm.
offense. He was actually in Friday Night Lights, the show. He made a cameo in that. I didn't know that. Um, the goofy guy, but so
Yeah.
funny,
Mhm.
so funny. Um, so that was my first. Did you see it? Sad. Did you see it? And then in the Georgia State Championship, there was I don't know who had the ball. I think Sandy Creek, where that is. They had the ball on like the 2 yard line about to score, and they ran it, and they were clearly stopped short, but the refs called it a touchdown, and then so they won the state championship.
Wow.
It's not like they have a review in high school,
Exactly.
so that sucked for them. What else? I feel like I may have sent something to you guys. Oh, uh this weekend when Detroit threw the pass to Penei Sewell for the first down, uh what's his face? Oh my God, I completely forgot their coach, Dan Campbell. He was on Pat McAfee's show, and he was saying he was watching them do the wave in the stadium. He was just kind of watching it, and then he heard their offensive coordinator say something, and he just heard like, "Oh, can we do?" Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And then he said the next thing I knew, they're throwing it to Penei Sewell, and he's like, "What the hell are we doing?"
Yeah, he's a legend, bro.
That was funny. And then I guess my
He's a funny
last,
guy.
did you see it, is Dan McLaughlin and the Cardinals parted ways. They're not.
I didn't even see that
Yeah, it just came out. Yeah,
today.
like
You're
really.
breaking news to me too.
Yeah, that's what I do. I
Interesting.
have a lot of sources.
Interesting.
It was a mutual decision. Ooh,
Wow.
getting the article from Derek Gould right now.
That's big time news, man.
Let's see what he said.
Wow.
I wonder if I guess he got released on bail. Or yeah, bail.
We had a whole class period about it in my sport
Really?
law class, actually. Yeah. Very interesting. So they have to get somebody from an outside station or something now because we have nobody that's qualified to do a play by play.
Like guys from the radio, Ricky Horton will probably do it.
You think Ricky?
He's not my
Ricky and
favorite, I will say. He
I
talks a
like
lot.
Brad a lot, but Brad's not definitely a play by play guy.
Oh, Brad is the best.
Brad's
Oh,
best when he's like just popping in some stuff.
I know this won't happen, but if they made Jim Edmonds the play-by-play, I would stop watching the
I saw
Cardinals.
a lot of people talking about that. Yeah.
I don't think
No, he is not qualified.
I feel like
He is not.
you gotta have someone who's been around St. Louis, but it can't be a former player be a play-by-play. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think. Or I guess it
Mm-hmm.
could if they're good. I saw someone say Mike Matheny.
Yeah, he's available right now.
Yeah.
We'll just reach out to Tate and
Yachty.
let him know. Yeah, I think Yachty might be the worst choice possible. That dude has been here for 25 years and still can't speak English that well.
Maybe he'll do the Spanish broadcast with Benji.
That'd be actually pretty lit. That'd be sick.
John Rooney. John Rooney,
He
he's
was
too good on the radio.
exactly. He was the one I was thinking about a lot. Rick Horton's probably the route they'll go unless they go
Yeah.
outside.
Unless they get. No, wait, that guy left. Because there was. Yeah, the guy who used to be, because that's who Alexa Dat replaced. There was some guy who used to be like the Valley Sports Live.
Warman, Scott Warman,
Yeah, I think maybe.
balding guy.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring back like Pat Paris from the good old days.
Pat Paris. Man, I forgot about him. That's breaking
Or
news, man.
Joe Buck
I did not know about that. Man, Joe
reunited.
Buck.
He would be so
Yeah.
good as for a Cardinals.
He's better on what is it, Monday night now than he was on I like him more now than what I used to.
Like a lot
I
of people
still
don't
love him.
like him, but still, whenever he calls a game, it just sounds. I don't know. The game just is better.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It'd be awesome if he'd come back. Hey, you just don't do the games. You have to go to the NFL on Monday nights.
Mm-hmm.
Following his dad's
So
footsteps. He knows St. Louis, the
he
team.
does. He does. So my did you see it? So I had one also sad, not sports related. I'm sure you saw just everybody else saw it. Twitch. Ellen's co-host, kind of co-host, helped her on the show, killed himself.
Oh,
It was
I
like,
didn't know he killed himself. I just saw these people
yeah,
saying. I didn't know who it was.
yeah. So he was like a hip hop dancer, really bright, energetic dude. The show ended. I was trying to figure out when the show ended. It wasn't long ago. It
Ellen.
was yeah, the last few years it had ended. And then yeah, seems a little fishy. He was at some random hotel
Hmm.
when it happened, but we don't have to stay long on this topic because it's pretty serious. But yeah, I saw that and that was kind of stuck with me. I wasn't even that familiar with him either, but I remember
What's his
seeing
name?
him a lot. I don't know his real name actually. Something Green, I think, but or something Reese or something like that. But
Wait, why'd you say Twitch?
that's what he goes by. That's like his
Oh, I thought
stage
you meant
name.
the Twitch, the streaming thing. I was very confused.
No, yeah, it's just kind of a surprise, man. You never know what somebody's going through. On a more brighter note here, I think the rest of our episode here will be bright. I'm
Maybe.
gonna go with the NHL for my Did You See It? Alexander Ovechkin got a hat trick the other night to reach 800 goals. He's the second player ever to reach, or third player ever to reach 800. I think he's one behind Gordie Howe now for second all time, and he's 94 goals away from Gretzky for most all time, which seems like a lot, but he's
Hmm.
probably going to get like another 20 this year.
How old is he?
Uh, He's 37, 36.
I feel like
I mean,
hockey players play for a long time.
they can, they can. Guys like him that are big and rugged. He's 37. But he's 6'3", 240 pounds. And if he just
Jeez.
stands on the side and just snipes, that's what he's amazing for. So yeah, he's at 800 goals now. And a lot of people are like, especially in the last year and a half, have said, oh, there's no chance he'll reach 894. I think he's going to do it. I really do. Which
I
will be
hope not.
one of those like, I hope not either. But it's one of those records that's like the Joe DiMaggio hit streak where it's almost like it seems unbreakable.
Hmm.
So that'd be pretty insane if you did that. But
Honestly, I could see the
um,
goals thing breaking soon because there's scoring so much higher now.
it is. That is true. That is very true. The only the pads are bigger for goalies now.
That's
Yeah,
true. The goalies are.
the scoring has gone up. And it's just pace of play and on these freak athletes. Um,
I was listening to Spin Chicklets because big puckhead as they call us.
uh-huh.
Um, do you think Crosby or Ovechkin's better?
All around player, Crosby, just pure. I mean, Ovechkin's been more healthy, and that's a big thing. Is just being able to be there. Availability is huge, and so I'd probably go Ovechkin. But if we're just going off defense, offense, just passing
Like
ability,
best
scoring,
player,
best
like best.
overall player, Crosby.
Yeah, you know when you say best players, I go, he's yeah, I'm picking him because he's just. I mean, best offense. No,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what
No,
they're
best.
saying because he does everything. It's
He
there,
does
and then they're
everything.
like, it's kind of like Ronaldo and Messi.
Hmm.
But honestly, Messi almost has as many goals in his career as Ronaldo does, and he has
Mm-hmm.
way more assists.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. The We were talking about that goal record. That's very reachable for him. That point record is never going to be touched by anybody as long as we live. I can almost guarantee that. It's like I'd have to look it up.
Gretzky, it's
Yeah,
Gretzky, right?
yeah, it's Gretzky, but it's not. It's like not even close. Like he might be it. I don't want to throw out a number that's wrong.
I'm just
It's an
typing in the
insane.
great one. Wayne Gretzky comes up.
Yeah, it's an unreal record. If you just look up NHL points, it's
It,
not going to be beat.
he has 2,857. And he
That's
played.
ridiculous.
Wait, let me see his average points for a year. That'd be great. Oh, what's his career average?
What'd you say? How many points
Oh,
was that?
2,857.
2,857. So Yarmir Yager is second with 1,921. So he's about 1,000 points off from
Didn't
Gretzky.
Yager play like, way more seasons too?
He played over 300 more games.
Jeez.
And then if we're talking current players,
Hmm.
is Joe Thornton still around or did he retire? Because he's at 1,500. That's 1,300 points off. There's a Crosby. Wow, Crosby has 3 more points than Ovechkin. Interesting.
Well, he
So
actually passes.
and yeah, and 200 less games. So Crosby's 17th all time, 1,400 points. Um, but when he's done, I mean, he's not even going to be close to Gretzky. It's truly amazing.
Right. Gretzky played
Again,
20 years in the wait, 20 years, yeah. And divide that by 2,800 and whatever.
it's about 2 points, right?
Divided by 100, he averaged 142. It's basically 143 points per year.
That's ridiculous. That's literally
You
insane.
did have like a crazy streak where he had like 200 and almost 5 straight years.
The thing, I mean, obviously, again, like you mentioned, like we were talking, the pads are different and everything, but uh, that's still amazing. Like, there's only like one guy reaching close to that many points in a season now, and it's McDavid. So I
Yeah,
want to see where McDavid's at the end. I hope he stays healthy because
he's
I
so
think
good.
he could put up some numbers. But we can pause on the NHL talk. We'll get back to that in just a second here. Let's get some MLB going. There was one massive deal that went down this week, and to me, it was a surprise. Was it a surprise to you?
About how much money he got?
The team that he went to.
Not too big of a surprise. They kind of wanted someone big because they didn't get Judge.
Carlos Correa, 13 years, 325
350.
million. 350.
Mm-hmm.
350 million. I was surprised by the Giants, and you make a good point. Like, they needed to go get that big splash
They
that
don't
they
have
didn't
like
use on.
anyone.
Exactly. I'm just surprised because I didn't hear much about the Correa Giants communications. I
Mm-hmm.
actually heard Dodgers more, but
Yeah,
my now off the top of my head, Brandon Crawford's getting older, but I mean he's still high class defensively. I wonder what they do there.
put him at third. And then you
You
got a
think
good
so?
third baseman. Correa's better than him at short
I
by a
wonder if
mile.
Crawford's going to be like, yeah, I'll like willing to make that move since he's been there all these years.
What he's getting older, you want it to do is move around as much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Correa's gonna like Correa was probably the best shortstop, him and Turner, but Correa probably a little bit better just um because of defense, I would say.
Mm-hmm. It's close, man. It's a big move. It's a big move for the
Yeah.
Giants.
Make him splash.
Another Giants player from last year. That is a free agent still. The lefty Carlos Rodon. But the
I
thing with
want him.
Rodon, you want him a
I
lot.
want him bad.
The only worry I have is his health.
I
He's
don't
missed
even
a lot
care.
of
I just want a
time.
guy who strikes people out. I don't even care.
he's
We
that
need
guy.
someone, and that's all we got.
I would be okay with getting him too. What most said about a week ago, I guess, um, about how we already have like 6 starters, just gives
Yeah,
me that
no, we
feeling
don't.
that that we're not going to go get him. It just gives me that feeling.
Flaherty hurt all the time. He hasn't had a good season since before like 2020, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Dakota Hudson, Steven Matz is a walking injury as well. I'm not happy we signed him last year, but
See, we have 7 or 8 starters, but a lot of them have question marks. So it's like,
yes. And we don't have a guy who strikes out people. Like that could be Flaherty, but then he'll bruise his finger and is out for
uh-huh.
2 months.
I mean, he's got to be the best pitcher available still, right? Verlander's off the
He also
board.
had like this how a lot of people are like Dansby and Nemo. They had kind of their best. Oh, I completely put in the wrong Rodon. They kind of had their best career year like last year. Like
Uh-huh.
Rodon, he pitched a lot of innings too.
Swanson's another name that's still on the board.
Yeah.
I think we're out of the sweepstakes because Mo's kind of wrote that off already. But I'm interested to see where he goes.
I would kind of like if we just secretly, if we got Dansby, then you got to trade someone for an arm.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got your
Agreed.
middle of the infield locked up.
I hope I'm wrong here.
Very good defensively too. Oh,
You mentioned this the other day, but Tyler O'Neill is a name I could definitely see being moved, which I hope. I love him, so I hope that's not the case. I just want to see him healthy.
Yeah.
I just want to see him healthy. What was the other couple moves?
So real quick with Rodon, he's been
Oh,
honestly kind of healthy the last 2 years. He pitched 31 games started last year and then 24 the year before, and was basically top 5 Cy Young in both. Under 3 ERA, ton of strikeouts. Had 237 strikeouts last year. So
wow.
he led and strikeouts per 9 innings with 12. That's kind of what we need a little bit.
We do.
Um,
Yeah, and it was really coming out of college. He went to NC State. I remember when he got drafted. He had some injuries coming out of college. I think he had Tommy John maybe right out of college, and then he had a couple things with Chicago earlier in his career. But like you said, yeah, these last 2 years he's been healthy. So,
like I
and
feel
we
like
need a
you can
lefty.
maybe get him for a little bit of a discount because his
Mhm.
injury, but then some team may just be like, screw it,
Yeah, I mean, right now
goes to the
Montgomery's our.
Rangers.
Oh wow. But no, Montgomery's really our strikeout guy right now. He's like 7, 8 strikeouts. But I want that 10 plus firearm coming from the left side and Carlos Rodon. So we'll see. I'm gonna guess we're not gonna go that direction, but we can hope. We can dream.
Please. Or trade for someone, or get Swanson and trade Gorman for,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't
That's
name
a
a
whole
good
new
pitcher.
that's a whole new conversation. I have to think
I
about
get
that.
excited. I love these off-season stuff, but then we
Yeah.
never do anything. We'll end up getting somehow John Lackey still pitching, and we'll pick him up at 48.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he has a good ground ball rate, but his ERA is 7. No, we'll probably get Patrick Corbin. That's who we'll get. That fits our
That
mold
seems right.
perfectly.
That seems right. Yeah. So Syndergaard went to the Dodgers. That was another move.
Yeah,
And then what was the other one we talked about off air here?
Bassett.
Chris Bassett. Yep,
He
to
went
Toronto.
to. Let me find him if he's on the top 50 list. Okay,
It was
maybe he's
Toronto,
not.
wasn't it?
Yeah, Toronto, 3 years.
I like that move for them.
And
I
then
do.
Sean Murphy got traded to Atlanta.
That was the big one. Yes, that was the big one for Contreras. Contreras. Or wait,
It
where
was
was
a
the?
3-team deal. Contreras went to the Brewers,
Yeah,
which I feel like the Brewers, low-key, kind of got a good piece of that trade.
yeah. I'm kind of
Oakland really didn't
confused.
get that many great people, I
I'm
feel like.
confused on what the Brewers are going, or like what direction are they going? Are they trying to compete this year? Or are they kind of just trying to like stay average? Or they just because they're not tanking.
No.
They made a couple moves. They got those pitchers still. I think they should just scrap it. Personally, I would just trade off Burns and
Trade
Woodruff
us
and just
Burns and
just call it a day. Yeah, I would start over if I were them.
well, also this year, it's not like we're gonna face Burns at most possibly twice because we
Mhm.
play him only 2 times, I think, home and
Yeah, that's a
away.
that's a bad division. That's a
Yeah.
bad division. Again, like
I
you said.
wonder how our record's gonna be now that we play. We're gonna be playing every single team.
Mhm.
If like everyone in the NL Central is just 500.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's true.
But it's like that
I
for
mean,
everyone.
as you
Everyone's gonna be
said,
playing the same team, so it's really gonna like your record's really gonna be like
yeah.
show you're actually this good. You know what I mean?
No, that's something that you and I have been in favor for a while. Kind of getting that. I kind of want to see it. I want to see new players. I want to see
I do like
like
the
that we don't get to
division, just
see.
like the rivalries, but just to
Yeah.
see different teams, especially like when Albert left, we hadn't seen the only time the Angels had been here was in like 2018 or
Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool to see Mike Trout. It's the only time I've seen Mike Trout in person.
Otani. I'd love to see
Yeah, we'd see
Otani in
Otani now.
person.
Well, he's going to be up. That's what we should do is just trade our whole farm system for Otani. Hit and pitch.
Would you throw in Walker in an Otani deal?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Cy Young candidate and an MVP.
I love him, man. I love him. He's one of those. I've said it before on here. He's one of those guys I make sure to tune into whenever he's on the mound. I always like tuning in. But yeah, I think Correa was the major deal going down there. We mentioned the other deals here, but
Hey, Michael Brandt
moving
is still
on.
available. I wouldn't mind picking him up as a little DH guy.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't mind it. And if you trade O'Neill, there's a left field opportunity as well. You never know.
He's gonna be staying DH. I don't want him moving around. I don't want him getting hurt. A little insurance policy in case some of our DH guys don't pan out.
Exactly. A little protection. Um, but the World Cup here is down to the very, very end. And Zach put it in our notes here. It's not Argentina versus France. It's Messi versus France.
Yeah. I could spell Messi a lot easier than Argentina, but
Yeah.
Messi was crazy. I didn't watch the game because I had to work, make a living.
Yeah.
But Messi, I think, assisted. He got a penalty. He was Messi doing Messi stuff
His
that
assist
Ronaldo
was
can never do
ridiculous.
because Messi's the GOAT and Ronaldo sucks. But that's
His
besides the
assist
point.
was insane.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it in soccer terms, but he did this like little step over and it kind of
Hmm.
had the guy on his back. He was on the top part of the wing, top part of the field. It kind of just chipped it over perfectly. He was kind of just the balance that he was having and kind of just bodied the guy
The ball
almost.
just sticks to his foot.
And yeah, it's you've mentioned this before. The guy I was watching the game with mentioned this, how he sees everything before it happens. Like he's
Hmm.
always anticipating. And a lot of people say that's why they put him over Ronaldo. Is just
Yeah.
his mind for the game
He
instead of just pure
scores,
athletics.
passes, just ridiculous.
Yeah. But I also saw a video of a guy breaking down how he believes, and I think I agree with this. This Argentina team is not better than France
Oh
on
no, France
paper,
is loaded. France
but
has made it to the World Cup without N'Golo Kante, Benzema, who won the Ball d'Or, Paul Pogba,
yeah,
whatever how you
yeah.
pronounce his name, and some other dudes. But
But this Argentina squad is you can tell they're playing not just for pride, but
mhm.
also for Messi. Like they're wanting to get this done for him because he
You
hasn't
can
done it
also
before.
tell like how important the World Cup is. There's a picture in Buenos Aires of downtown. Literally the entire street. It was like completely packed. Like people like smashed together.
Mm-hmm.
And it was crazy. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it because it's just awesome.
Yeah. On the other side, if France knocks them out and wins it,
Mhm.
Mbappe could have two World Cups before the age of 23, which is insane.
That's crazy.
That's
Like he
crazy.
is on a way better, like they're way more France is way more loaded. Also, a lot of the people on France play for PSG who Messi plays for. So
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's gonna be a little
yeah.
that's gonna be a fun little
Argentina's solid though. They have a lot of good players. I'm rooting for Messi. I want to see him get
yeah,
it
I am
done.
too. I am too. Watching the Argentina Croatia game though, I didn't get to watch the France Morocco game. I did see this crazy save. Did you see
Hmm.
that on the Morocco? Morocco did this bicycle kick. One of their players did a bicycle kick, and the goalie made an unbelievable save for France. But the Argentina Croatia game, I did watch that game, and yeah, I mean it was 3-0, I believe, is what it ended up being, and Croatia, it looked like 6-0. Like it didn't even seem like they had a chance. They were completely dominated. Didn't have many scoring chances at all.
I feel like after
So
every
yeah.
game, one of the players on the teams are just complaining about the refing. Every single
Mhm.
game is just about something with the refs.
Yeah. I mean, it's emotional for sure. And so yeah, it's been fun watching that throughout this last, how long has it been going on now? 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Something like
Wow.
that.
Yeah. 3, 4 weeks.
So that's Sunday morning, I believe, is the final. Is that correct as well? I think it's
Yeah.
Sunday
10
morning.
Eastern. So 9 Central.
Okay, right on. So make sure to tune into that for sure. Moving on to the NHL, we talked about Ovechkin earlier, so we don't have to talk much about that anymore. But starting off with our St. Louis Blues, we had two overtime games this week. We played the Avs earlier in the week, and we're up 2-1. We had a late goal with just a couple minutes left, I believe, maybe just 1 minute left. And then on a 6-on-5, the Avs scored, made it 2-2. Overtime, they won it. You get 1 point versus the Avs, it's usually a good thing. The fact that we were up 2-1 with like a minute left kind of blows a little bit. You like to be able to get both points out of that one. Our other game this week, though, against the Predators, Bennington with a shutout. We win 1-0 in overtime. Shen on this 2-on-1 buried it to win it. Bennington was 25 for 25 in net. And so tonight on Thursday night, as we film this, we have the Oilers. We're on our little Canadian trip here in Edmonton, and then in Calgary, and then in Vancouver, and then Seattle. I mean, that's a long road trip, and then in Vegas on our way back. That's a long road trip. Now looking at it, holy cow,
Yeah.
5-game road trip. But this is gonna be tough. Flames are tough, even though they've kind of been disappointing. Oilers, with every time you have McDavid, Draisaitl, they're gonna be tough. Canucks have been playing a lot better. Kraken have been good. Vegas is one of the best teams. So Then you come back home and face Toronto. So it's a tough stretch here. We got to keep it rolling. Around the league, the Penguins are red hot. They've won 6 straight games. They start off really slow. I mentioned them a couple episodes ago, I believe. And then that Mitch Marner streak is still continuing. 23 straight.
Wow.
23 straight. He had a game winner in overtime, and then he had 2 assists the other night. Those were his 2 games this week. And then I believe he plays tonight as well. So that's a long streak, bro. Like I wonder.
Wait, what was it again?
23.
Dang. Sorry, a plane's flying over and they just because there's like a naval base around in Jacksonville. So it's like if it's like really loud, I'm like, oh, was that a jet? But I don't think it is.
Yeah. So 23 games in a row with a point is a pretty amazing streak. And obviously Toronto's winning. So big contribution.
When's the trade deadline in the NHL?
I don't know, man.
Do we need to like trade some people? Because we are not looking that good.
I don't know what direction we would go. Because it's March 3rd is the trade deadline. So we got 3 months.
So we got like
2.5 months. Yeah. But I don't know what direction we go. I don't know if we would if we keep staying around 500. You just don't want to finish with the 17th pick in the draft. You know, you either want to have a playoff chance or you want a top 10 pick. Having that middle pick is never good unless you have really good development and really good scouting. Which we have had prior success with that, but yeah, I don't know. I want to see the
worst team you could get the number 1 pick
right now.
Coyotes?
Currently, I don't think they're worst right now. They're bottom 3. Not. Who is the worst?
Anaheim's pretty bad.
Oh, Anaheim's awful. 7-20-3 or something like that.
Yeah.
Columbus is Chicago. Yeah. So Anaheim has 17 points. Chicago has 18. Columbus has 22, which is a huge disappointment. Yeah,
Columbus and Anaheim would be kind of, I feel like, fun because isn't that Bedard guy the center? Right.
Oh, Bedard is the center. Yeah.
I feel like you'd be because Columbus has some good players, and then Anaheim has Zegras. I don't know anyone else on Anaheim, but I feel like those guys would be kind of fun.
No, that's the thing with Anaheim and not so much Chicago, but Arizona, Columbus. What else? Kind of San Jose to an extent. They have a bunch of talent that is young, and so filling in like a Bedard, and I mean even now like Anaheim's 7-20-3, but they're still like every night. You know they have those late games being on the West Coast. I'm always kind of tuning in to 9:30 games of Anaheim just to watch some flashy stuff happen. They usually give up like 6 goals, but then they score like 4. So it's like.
Do you watch the NHL games on ESPN Plus?
Yeah. Through Hulu.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I should just go. Wait, I don't have Hulu anymore. My
Spotify
we have student premium went away. So
I remember he's talking about that.
I don't have Hulu anymore.
It's only like $7 a month.
Honestly, I think
really nice.
I think I'm gonna get cable again at some point. I don't really just for sports. I hate switching back from like you're at a game, you go out and it's like really slow. Then you have to leave, go to the home screen, go to Fox because the other college games on Fox. It's honestly just because I'm lazy, but
no, yeah, I know what you mean for sure. But yeah, man. So very interesting to see where the Blues go. Boston's still dominating. 23-4-1 is crazy. I saw a video how New Jersey, they've had such a successful year, 21-6-2, and it was like a Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday night, and their building was like half empty.
Really?
It's like you have been so bad for so long. Pack that building out.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's raining. I think it was raining that night or something. No, just pack it out. You got it.
Raining. The game's inside.
I know. I guess it's like driving there, but I don't know.
And then you go to like Buffalo for a football game, and if they played that game with 6 feet of snow, I still bet that place would have been packed.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, even I was thinking Seattle, the Seahawks play in Kansas City on Christmas Eve, and tickets are crazy expensive now. I waited too long. They're like $300.
I kind of don't like that they're playing games on Christmas Eve. The Cowboys play in the afternoon.
Oh yeah, the busy time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people do stuff on Christmas Eve.
Guess who they're playing against too? The Eagles. So like a very
big
good
one.
game.
Yeah. But no,
So is
I was
it
gonna.
church, Christmas Eve church, or kidding? Obviously football. No, okay.
So yeah, I was definitely thinking about making the drive out there to Kansas City to watch it because I mean, how often do the Seahawks come into town, you know?
Yeah, true.
But I'm just you know how it is in Kansas City about Christmas Eve and all that. It's the it could be 8 inches of snow, you know,
Yeah,
it just happens just like that. So I don't know. I'm worried about paying all that money and then not being able to get there,
yeah,
you know.
true.
Um,
It's gonna
that's
be
all I had at
cold,
NHL.
really cold.
Oh,
I was looking at the weather. The day I fly home, the 23rd, it's a high of 13. I'm actually very
mhm.
excited for it to be really cold on Christmas.
Dude. Yeah, it's getting. I'm waiting for some snow now because even now, it's like 34, and
Yeah.
it's starting to come down.
But on the 23rd, when I leave in Jacksonville, the low is 29. I think people may like shut down under
Yeah,
freezing. I don't know what people are gonna do.
that's
It's under
actually
like
crazy.
60 and people are like, oh, it's cold. I'm like, this feels amazing.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm very looking forward to some even colder weather because we had some like 50s and 60s here in St.
You
Louis.
don't even have the beanie on. What are you doing?
I know. I was, no joke. I saw it over there right before we started filming. I was like, should I put it on? I'm the Beanie Boy. You call me the Beanie Boy. I have to keep that reputation. But we can move on to some NBA here. I have a couple headlines from around the association, starting with John Wall's return to Washington. I pointed this out because made me laugh because good on John Wall. He's missed a couple years with injury. I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's playing pretty well. Definitely ditching the ball well this year. Um, he made it like the step back jumper, and then he started pointing to the crowd and saying, "I'm here. I'm here. This is my city," is what he was saying. So I looked up the box score after the game, just to see his final stats. He had 13
3 points,
points,
13.
13 on like 5 of 14 shooting. So good on you, John Wall. but
Also, like, he's like, it's this house, but did they ever get out of the first round when he was there?
no, I think they made the conference semifinals, the second round. But it's like, yeah,
Him and
no,
Beal, when they're in their prime, they can do anything.
nope.
And yeah,
It's the
in a weak Eastern Conference.
same thing as Dame and CJ. They never had
Mhm.
a big
Yeah.
or I mean they had Gortat, which was actually solid, but they never had a solid wing or a
You
big that
have to,
really.
you literally have to have a big to make it
Yeah.
anywhere. It's
Hmm.
so, or they, everyone just wants to shoot threes, but you gotta have the big.
I mean, it's perfect. I mean, because that's what there's a couple problems with my Raptors right now.
Like, I guess the Warriors won it. They really didn't have a like a big, but they had who was their big last year?
Looney. Looney was
Looney.
solid.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm looking at my Raptors and they lost two. Okay. So I have to start. So last year they were 14 and 17, 31 games to the season, and then hit a really strong spell. They're about the same spot right now. And watching a bunch of people analyze their in their post game show, they were talking. We have 2 games in Orlando versus the Magic. Then you
Mhm.
come home versus the Kings, who are playing their third game in 4 nights, second of a back to back. Get on your good streak right now. My Raptors go down to Orlando and drop 2 to the Magic, and then you come
Yeah, the
home
Magic
and
are my team now, I think, because I'm like 2 hours away from Orlando.
yeah. I mean,
I'm
they've
gonna
won a
start.
few
I gotta
already.
start posting like something on my story.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rep your team, man. Rep your. but no, then you come home play the Kings last night,
Oh, Kings won
and
it all this year.
they won by 1. Raptors are up by 13 in the second, and I mean, De'Aaron Fox was great. Sabonis had 20 rebounds. And I'm going to transition into my one of my big segments here is the Kings. I know why they're so successful, and I'm watching it, and I see it happen, and then I'm watching the post game show, and they're talking about it, and I'm like, I need to be on that post game show. I'm watching the Kings offense run, and they're like
Mhm.
third in pace, or maybe even first in pace. I mean, you know, De'Aaron Fox so fast, Malik Monk so
So
fast, Mitchell, Keegan Murray, young, athletic, like these guys can run.
bad. You can't
And I'm
rebound though on
watch,
2K. God,
yeah,
Keegan Murray ball goes up in the air. He's like an old man trying to like jump for it.
but I'm watching them run their offense, and it uh, like a light bulb clicks in my head, and I'm like, I've seen this before. And then another light bulb clicks, and I realize who their coach is. Mike Brown was the assistant coach for the Warriors all those years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching their offense, and it's a high post entry to Sabonis,
Uh-huh.
Draymond Green, and they're using Monk and Fox off screens, Thompson and Curry. It's
Yeah.
the same offense. With Sabonis being such a good passer,
Yeah.
it works
He's so much
perfectly.
better than Draymond too. Like he can
Yeah,
score and he can actually shoot without looking
exactly.
like a like a fifth grader.
Yeah. No, I mean, defensively, I would give the nod to Draymond.
Oh yeah.
But if we're just talking just offense, it's perfect. And that's why they've been so successful is that like Sabonis is 6'11", and he's really a true back down big, but that dude could stretch the floor and just his passing ability and like little DHOs he has with Fox, and Fox can explode off of it or reject
Dave
the screen.
Herder, Monk,
Herder, yeah.
Barnes,
I forgot
Terrence
Herder because
Davis,
he didn't
David,
play
a
last
bunch of
night.
athletic guys.
Mm-hmm. No, Terrence Davis had like 6 threes last night. He was cooking us, but
Kevin Herder is averaging 15 a game.
I was talking about the Raptors though because you were talking about how you need a big to be successful, and that's a major problem right now. Like they're running Siakam as a five, they're running Thad Young as a five. Precious Achua is out. They don't have a true big, and that's why they're
Precious
looking at
Achua on 2K though, beast.
monster, monster, bro, catching lobs, stretching the floor, yeah. But
You know who you guys should get?
who?
You should trade for
There's a
Jer-
couple.
Jericho Sims for the Knicks. They just put him in the G League, and he's the most athletic person I've ever seen in my life.
He fits a Raptor mold. That athletic,
And actually play him, he's
mm-hmm.
gigantic and can like head hits the rim.
Because they don't need they need two things. They don't need a big that can score. They need a rim protector. That was a huge thing last night because we got where a lot of our rebounds come off just effort and determination and stuff like that because you don't have bigs.
Well, that is rebounded, even if you're
Yeah,
big, really.
yeah, it is. But then there's that extent, where Sabonis is just
Yeah.
bigger than everybody, just out
Yeah.
rebounding you. So we didn't have anybody to match up with him, and you don't have a lot of those matchups in today's NBA besides like Embiid, Jokic, Sabonis, Aiton, Gobert gets a lot, stuff like that.
Mhm.
But you're missing that, and also knockdown shooters, man. I'd love to get a Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, even though their Pacers are like 500 right now. So
Mhm.
we'll see where they go. But yeah, they need a big. They need a big that and a shooter just
Yeah.
to protect the rim a little bit.
Yeah, the Pacers are 15 and 14.
They're hanging in there. They're hanging in there. I saw this is earlier in this week, but the Warriors Celtics finals rematch. The Warriors played really well in that one. Beat the Celtics, and then Curry's out a couple weeks. I just saw
What did he do?
with a shoulder injury, and then they got beat by the Pacers, and they got beat by the who else did they lose to? Somebody else this week as well. So
Curry has a shoulder injury, but drops 38 last night.
Yeah,
and a
I
loss.
wonder. It's gonna be a big stretch. They're gonna need Klay Thompson to be consistent. They're gonna need Jordan Poole to be big. I'm looking at that depth, and they have like Dante DiVincenzo, who's solid, but like they don't have that like Gary Payton, all these guys that that they had last year.
Yeah.
Otto Porter. So it's interesting. But last thing NBA wise, I had Jalen Brunson last night with one of the coldest icing the game situations I've seen in quite a while. He breaks Alex Caruso completely. Not one of those like slip and fall. I mean, literally just snatch his ankles from him. And then had a little step back three in the corner to make it an 8-point game with like 20 seconds left. It's a bad highlight for
Caruso. My biggest
pet
peeve is when there's someone like falls down like that and it's clearly the guy pushes off or they like just slip or something. Like it's not like you actually broke them. It's like a little sweaty on the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone's like, oh, I'm like, you literally that should have been a foul. But the NBA, the refs.
Yeah, you look at the one that always pops in my head when somebody brings that up is Lance Stevenson had, when I watched it live, one of the grossest breakdowns I've ever seen. But when you look at the replay, he stepped on Jeff Green's foot, and that's what made him fall backwards. But that was one of the coldest. Like I thought that was so nasty when I watched it live. But we didn't have college football last week, but we have a little bit today. We're going to break down our bowl game picks. So let's get after it, man. We're just going to run through them.
You want me to start reading them off?
Let's do it. I'm
All
pulling them up
right,
too,
the
but yeah, read them
first
off.
game, the first bowl game tomorrow, 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central. So, if you're not working or if you're at work and you just don't care and you want to watch football really early, Miami, Ohio versus University of Alabama, UAB, Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got? It's played in the Bahamas Bowl.
6-6 and 6-6. UAB. I'm going UAB. They got that story behind them. Didn't they, a couple of years ago? Weren't they like didn't they just become a D1 school, or like their football program just started or something like that? A couple of years ago, there was a big story behind that.
Honestly, I have no idea.
I'll have to look that up. I'll bring that in next episode.
I'm
But yeah,
gonna
I'll
go.
go UAB.
I'm gonna pick Miami of Ohio, just because I remember they almost beat Mizzou whenever Blaine Gabbert was playing, and Blaine Gabbert was like the number one, like ranked, and I was like, he can't even beat Miami Ohio, and he's the best quarterback. Okay, don't draft him, but yeah, Miami of
All
Ohio.
right, I like it.
Next game tomorrow. God, I'm so bad with UTSA, University of Texas, San Antonio versus Troy. Yeah, 24 versus 25 in the rankings. This actually could be a legit kind of fun game.
Yeah, I was about to say that it could. I'll go Troy in this one.
I'm gonna go UTSA.
All right.
I think they just kind of maybe started the program or something. I think they're kind of fun. Honestly, I think this would be a pretty fun game. Will I watch it? Maybe. The next game, Cincinnati versus Louisville. Two teams close to each other. Cincinnati, Ohio, Louisville, Kentucky.
Interesting.
The Fenway Bowl.
Record-wise, Cincinnati's had a better year.
Yeah. Honestly, if I don't know if if Louisville's quarterback's playing, then I'm gonna pick Louisville. But if not, I'm picking Cincinnati. Louisville's quarterback is not playing.
I'll go Cincinnati as well. Yep.
Florida versus Oregon State in
the
Las Vegas Bowl.
I mean, this is one of those that you look at the records and you think Oregon State would win if you didn't know anything about Florida. But I mean, Florida had that tremendous start to the season and kind of evened out. I'm going to go Oregon State, though. I've seen a little bit more of them.
I think Anthony Richardson's overrated.
I don't even know if he's
playing either anyway because he declared for the draft. But yeah, even if he's not, he's overrated. Washington State versus Fresno State, the LA Bowl, the La Bowl. I'm going to go Washington State for Mike Leach.
I agree. Washington State. I watched them quite a bit against Washington this year, and I like what I saw. So I'll go Washington State.
Rice versus Southern Mississippi.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How did Rice make a bowl game with 5 wins?
There's probably an uneven amount of 6-win teams, and so they just got selected.
Gotcha. Southern Miss.
Rice. Okay, SMU versus BYU. The New Mexico Bowl.
I'll go SMU.
Yeah, me too.
I watched a little more of BYU this year because they were ranked at one point, but I'll go SMU.
Same. BYU's always overrated. Boise State versus North Texas.
Boise.
Yeah. Ooh. I'm going North Texas because the game is being played in Frisco, Texas, which is close to North Texas.
That's very true. Quick question, little sidetrack, because I'm looking at all these games. There's a lot, so we got to keep it rolling here. But Boise State, you a fan of that blue field?
It's kind of cool, yeah.
I like it too. I've never talked to you about that.
I always wanted, whenever Washington got their turf like a while ago, I wanted them to make it blue, but
I will say Miami, Ohio's red turf, I'm not liking as much.
They have red turf?
They have red turf. I'm not liking that as much.
I will be looking that up after this. All right. Oh God. Sorry. I expanded my screen on accident.
Exposing me.
Yeah. You have pants on? Marshall versus UConn. Honestly, the fact that UConn is in a bowl game is pretty impressive. With that said, Marshall.
I'm going to go Marshall as well. Yeah, I agree. Even though the whole University of UConn is living it right now.
Yeah.
Their college basketball team, men's college basketball team is killing it. Women's college basketball team is killing it as always. College football making a bowl game. But I'll go Marshall.
All right. For some reason, because it had them like segmented in like I guess the weeks like bowls week 16, bowls week 17, then bowls week 18. And when I did the 17, it doesn't show their records, so that's very helpful.
Uh-huh.
But Eastern Michigan versus San Jose State.
I like Eastern Michigan in this one.
Yeah, same. Can't say I know watch the
That's a
game,
toss.
but
Exactly.
yeah, Eastern Michigan for sure. Liberty versus Toledo
Gotta
in
go
the
Liberty.
Boca Raton Bowl.
I got Liberty connection, so I gotta go Liberty.
Toledo. It's fun to say. In the New Orleans Bowl, Western Kentucky versus South Alabama.
And South Alabama carried this year, huh? I'll go South Alabama at 10-2.
Okay, good. Do you have the records up? Okay, because I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
10
I'll
2
go
against
South Alabama too. Why not?
Western Kentucky's 8-5.
What's South Alabama? 9-2?
10-2.
Yeah, South. Oh, easy win for them.
Yep.
Baylor versus Air Force in the Armed Forces Bowl.
Man. I'll go Baylor. Play tougher competition.
What's Air Force's record?
9-3. And Baylor's
9-3.
6-6.
I wonder. I bet Air Force still runs the ball like every. It'd be really funny if all of them ran it except Air Force just did the air raid just because, like they should.
That's funny.
All right, Air Force. Why not? All right, the Raging Cajuns versus Houston in the
I'll go
Independence Bowl.
Raging Cajuns.
Me too. It's fun to say.
It is. It is.
Wake Forest versus Mizzou in the Gasparilla Bowl.
I'm gonna go Wake Forest because they've played tougher competition all year.
Play us. I want to see how Wake Forest plays. I think Sam Hartman would play. Maybe. I'll go with Mizzou. I'll be the good boy.
All right.
Middle Tennessee versus San Diego State in the Hawaii Bowl.
I'm telling you right now, this game's on Christmas Eve with NFL and Christmas Eve activities.
No one's gonna watch that. No one's gonna be there
watching this thing. I'm going with San Diego State.
Yeah, shorter flight. That would suck. You're in Middle Tennessee on Christmas Eve at 8 p.m. Eastern. You have to go play in Hawaii. I would opt out just because.
That's brutal.
All right. New Mexico State versus Bowling Green.
I got Bowling Green connections. I'm going to go Bowling Green.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it New Mexico?
They're both 6-6.
Yeah. New Mexico State because they're not favored.
All right.
All right. Now we're going to start getting to some better games, probably.
Georgia
Southern versus Buffalo. With that said, better games. Georgia Southern versus Buffalo.
Yeah, both at 6-6. I'll go Buffalo.
I'll go Georgia Southern just to be different.
Yes, sir.
Not Mississippi. Memphis versus Utah State.
I like Memphis. I'm not a Utah State fan.
No. Coastal Carolina versus East Carolina. The Carolina
Coastal.
Both from the Carolinas and they play in Birmingham. Why not play in like Charlotte or something?
Yeah.
I'm going Coastal too. East Carolina's favored though. Eastern Carolina almost beat NC State this year. Wisconsin versus Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. They fell off at the end of the year there, but they were up there all year.
Both of them won't have their starting quarterbacks, so they both entered the transfer portal. So I'll go Oklahoma State too.
All
right. Duke versus UCF.
I like UCF in this one. Duke's a cool story UCF this year
too.
Yeah.
Kansas versus Arkansas.
Yes, I knew you were going to say it too. I saw it too. Oh man, Kansas is a cool story, even though we don't like
Arkansas is going to demolish them.
Yeah, I'll go Arkansas as well.
KJ Jefferson and they're running back against Kansas, who thinks they're good. Please.
Yeah, I'll go Arkansas.
Now we're getting a ranked team. Okay, let's go.
Let's
Oregon
do it.
versus North Carolina. The
I'm going
Holiday Bowl.
Oregon. I'm going Oregon.
For sure.
I,
North
I
Carolina's
hope
been bad the
I
last
hope
few
North
games.
Carolina. I hope North Carolina, but I don't think it'll happen.
Texas Tech versus Ole Miss in the Texas Bowl.
I got Ole Miss. Got to rep our boy Jonathan.
Ole Miss for sure. Minnesota versus Syracuse in the Pinstripe Bowl in Yankee
I'll go
Stadium.
Minnesota.
I'm going to go Minnesota too. Their running back's really good. They just hand it to him every single time. The Cheez-It Bowl, cheesiest bowl. Oklahoma versus Florida State.
Florida State, man.
Yeah, I agree. Florida State.
Let's do it.
Maryland versus NC State.
Get out of here.
Texas versus Washington.
Man.
Hook
You
'em.
see me?
Texas.
I got Washington, boy.
Do you have Bijan Robinson on your team?
No. We got Michael Penix.
Michael. Say that right, everyone.
Exactly.
I think that'll be a fun game. The Alamo Bowl is always kind of a fun game.
Yeah.
Maryland, NC State, and the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
I like NC State in this one. Close. I think it could be close, though.
I'll go Maryland. The
They
better
compete hard.
Tagovailoa.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they have it where they have to dump Mayo on whoever wins. That's always fun.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh versus UCLA.
UCLA.
I agree, UCLA. Yeah, I don't even want to do this game. Notre Dame versus South Carolina.
I'll go in South Carolina, bro.
Pass. Ohio versus Wyoming.
I got Ohio.
Wyoming. Why not? All right, here we go.
Big one.
The orangiest bowl of all orange bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Clemson versus Tennessee. Clemson.
I got Clemson.
We're favored?
Clemson.
Oh, wow. I don't like that. But I'm going to go Clemson.
Yeah, I like you guys in that one.
Alabama versus Kansas State.
Now we're getting good. Now we're getting to the good ones. I'll go Bama.
I'm going Kansas State. Bama was I want Kansas State to upset them. That'd be very funny.
K-State knocking off TCU was a big one for them too. That's close.
I'm not like a huge Kansas State fan, but I really am not. I just want them to beat Alabama because Alabama was basically saying how they had better wins or they had a better resume than teams in the Big 12. Or like teams in the Final Four, whatever. Iowa versus Kentucky.
I got Kentucky in that one. No Will Levis, probably, right?
Probably not.
I know he declared for the draft.
Now, if we're going in like right order, it'd be the playoff games. We're going to save those for last.
Okay.
So Mississippi State versus Illinois. Mississippi State's going to win by like 60.
I agree. I got Mississippi State.
For Mike Leach. LSU versus Purdue.
LSU. No, Purdue.
Purdue. That's who I was going to pick too.
Yeah.
Tulane versus USC. Tulane. They're going to pull it up the upset.
Yeah, I'm going to say that as well. USC
is going to go in there cocky.
And they kind of have like they were right there for the playoff and kind of choked it.
Caleb Williams is going to write F Tulane, even though he doesn't have enough fingers to write that, but he's dumb. Tulane's going to win. The Green Wave is going to drown them. Penn State versus Utah.
I got Utah.
Yeah, Utah for sure. And then
here we go.
The college football playoff. 30, 40 bowl games later.
Yeah.
All right, we'll start with we'll start with 3 versus 2. TCU versus Michigan in the Fiesta Bowl.
I honestly think TCU will win.
I really want TCU to win. I feel like Michigan will win, but I'm going to say TCU.
All right.
You can tell we really like Michigan. All right, Ohio State versus Georgia.
Georgia.
I think Georgia by a lot. It's in Atlanta. It's basically a home game. Georgia by 1 million.
We both agreed who you got in the national championship then?
Georgia, probably.
I
is
agree.
gonna
I
win
think
it.
Georgia might kill whoever they play in the national championship.
Like actually, someone may die. But I will be rooting for TCU. I don't like any of the other three teams.
I would cheer for TCU.
I had a TCU
It,
sweatshirt when I was a kid, so
it's
I'm basically
refreshing seeing somebody else in there. So
seeing some
yeah,
purple.
seeing some purple. Yes, sir. So let's finish off with our Week 15 NFL picks here. We'll run through these really quickly as well. Thursday night, big one tonight, man. For me personally, 49ers at the Seahawks. Got to go with my Hawks. They need a win.
Big for playoffs
Huge for playoffs.
because you guys are not. You guys are like the first team out right now.
Yep, we slipped out of it. So I'm going Seattle. Big win at home.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go 49ers.
Yeah, I don't blame
They've
you,
been
bro.
playing
They're,
so
they're
good.
rolling. They're rolling right now.
Debo is hurt though.
We got 3 games on Saturday. Colts at the Vikings. I got the Vikings in that one.
Hmm. I could really see the Colts beating the Vikings and just I'm going Colts. Why not?
Okay. All right. Ravens at the Browns. You're gonna be happy with me. I got the Browns this week.
Why would I be happy with you?
You're a Browns. You're like a low key semi Browns fan.
The Chant attack does get me going. Um, this is gonna be a very boring game.
Mm-hmm.
Browns Chant
Shot them to death.
got it.
Dolphins at the Bills. Dolphins in a little bit of a down spell. I got the Bills at home.
Bills, yeah, it's the Dolphins playing when it's supposed to be really cold.
Yeah.
Did you see Mike McDaniel's shirt? He
Yes.
said
I was hoping you saw that.
he's funny. I like him.
He's awesome, bro.
He's a goofball. But yeah, the Bills.
Eagles at the Bears. Eagles without a doubt.
Oh yeah, Eagles for sure.
Falcons at the Saints. I got the Saints at home pulling this one out. Desmond Ritter gets to start this week for Atlanta.
Oh yeah. I wonder if how much. Just want to see how their passing game looks.
Yeah.
Oh, I want the Falcons to win. I'm looking at I want whoever wins the NFC South to be the Falcons because I think the Cowboys would demolish them in the playoffs.
You going Falcons?
Yeah, Falcons.
This is another I talked about that Lions Jaguars game 2 weeks back. This is another sneaky good one. Lions at the Jets. I'm going Lions on the road.
Me too.
Jets have been losing really close games.
Yeah.
But the Lions offense is just exploding right
They're
now.
so good.
I'm going Lions.
I'm
Steelers
going Lions too.
Steelers at the Panthers. Both teams kind of trending better than when they started. I'm going Panthers at home.
I'm going Panthers too.
They could be leading that division by the end of the day, or up
They
there,
could,
really
literally.
close to it.
Anyone can win
Wild.
that division still. It's crazy.
I think this next one is going to be close, and you're going to be seeing it live. I think it could be close, man.
Oh, I do too. Every NFL game. I think it's gonna be a fun game.
I got your Cowboys winning this one, but I think it could go either way.
I have the Cowboys winning. We could either win by a lot or be close, depending on if Dak those picks or not.
Hey, I was about to say you guys got away. I saw a Cowboys fan at work the other day, and I was like, you got squeezed by in that one.
Those guys get paid too, AJ. We won. Jeff Driscoll, elite quarterback.
Elite.
Davis Mills was a 5-star.
Speaking of the Texans, Chiefs, Texans, I got the Chiefs.
Texans. I'm kidding. Chiefs.
Cardinals at the Broncos. Cardinals without Kyler Murray after that injury on Monday night. Broncos almost made a comeback last week.
Is Russell Wilson going to play?
I don't know, bro. Is he?
This game's going to suck.
It is. They almost made a comeback last week, bro. Jerry Jeudy with 3 touchdowns. I'm going Broncos.
I don't even know. This game's going to suck, but I'll go Broncos.
All right.
If Russell Wilson, honestly, even if Russell Wilson was playing, it'd be bad.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, Brett Rippon's probably Ripon, whatever his name is, probably better.
I think this next game is going to be not very fun either. Patriots at the Raiders. I think the Raiders win, actually.
Me too. Mike Daniels' revenge game. No, Josh McDaniels. Gosh.
Yeah, Josh McDaniels.
Too many McDaniels in the coaching.
Titans at the Chargers. Titans with a bad loss last week.
Every team's playing now. It's after all the buys,
Yeah,
right? Okay,
that's
I was
what.
like,
Yeah,
wow, there's a lot of
yeah.
teams.
Chargers with a big win over Miami last week. I'll go Chargers at home.
I'm gonna go Chargers too. The Titans have kind of been
Mid.
trending downward.
Yeah. I have to. I forgot. I should have done this at the beginning. I was supposed to. I'm supposed to apologize to all the Niners fans out there that were roasting me for picking the Buccaneers against them last week. So I'm sorry, all Niners fans. They told me to do that on TikTok. I'm sorry, guys. Um, I am picking the Bengals over the Buccaneers this week. Bengals are really rolling right now.
Yeah, Bengals for sure. The Bucks are just weird.
Very weird. Very weird.
Yeah,
The
Bengals.
Giants at the Commanders on Sunday Night Football. I got the Commanders getting it done.
Tie.
Talking about going down. Yeah, Giants are going down, bro.
Tie.
Oh, is that
They
what you
tied
said?
last time. I'm calling the tie again.
Was it a tie last week or the week before?
They each had a bye last week and they played each other the week
Oh,
before.
that's what
So
I'm
it's
thinking of.
technically back to back games. I'm
Yeah.
going
Okay.
tie.
All right. I like it. Our first tie prediction. And then on Monday Night Football, can Baker Mayfield get it done again versus the Packers?
Man,
I don't think so.
at the beginning of the year, they're like, ooh, Rams, Packers in the back half
I
of the
know.
season.
It's crazy, bro. 4-9 and 5-8.
Packers.
I got the Packers. I got the Packers as well.
It's in Green Bay.
But we got 16, 17, 18. We got 3 weeks left after this, which is wild.
That's sad.
And we're almost, I mean, in January, we'll hit oh my gosh, we will hit 1 year of being a podcast, which is
Wow.
kind of crazy.
Crazy,
bro.
yeah.
But
if you want to run through I'll run through the playoffs real quick.
Oh yeah.
For the AFC, the 1 seed is the Bills. 2 seed is the Chiefs at 10-3. The Bills have that 1 seed because they beat the Chiefs. The 3 seeds the Ravens. 4 seeds the Titans. 5 seeds the Bengals. 6 is the Dolphins. 7th is the Patriots with the Chargers right out of it at 7-6, and the Jets also at 7-6, and then the Jaguars 5-8. And the NFC, the Eagles had the first or the number 1 seed, 12-1. Vikings the 2 seed. 49ers the 3 seed. Buccaneers the 4 seed. Cowboys the 5 seed. Somehow the Commanders are the 6 and the Giants are the 7 seed. Don't know how that's still happening. But Seattle and Detroit are right there, and Green Bay is 5-8. They could still maybe sneak in if they just win out.
I think the Giants slip out of that spot for sure.
Oh, for sure. And then Carolina, Atlanta, and New Orleans are all fighting for that division title against the Bucks. So anyone's game.
Yeah. That's fun, bro. It's fun, bro. It's going to be a really fun next 3 weeks, seeing where everything lays out. I'm really excited to see what the Lions do. I'm kind of seeing
they're fun.
They're kind of scaring me personally. I'm kind of cheering against them now as a Seahawks fan, but
I can't. They've had so much turmoil. Just
that's true.
Years.
That's true. But we will be back on Monday with another episode. Had to skip Monday's episode because my sickness was really bad.
We're gonna have to record Monday.
Okay, so
Tuesday.
probably
Tuesday.
We'll be out Tuesday. Yes, sir. But yeah, everybody have a great week. We will have another interview next week before the week of Christmas begins. We didn't have one this week, but we have a couple lined up still. So everybody have a great weekend, and we will catch you on the next one.
See ya, guys.